Picture this. You're running a state-of-the-art power plant, and it's generating millions of dollars a day. Everything's humming along, and then suddenly, boom, a turbine just grinds to a total halt. And the culprit? It's a tiny $5 seal that wore out. No big deal, right? You check the warehouse, but the bin is completely empty. Now, that missing $5 part is literally costing you tens of thousands of dollars for every single hour that machine just sits there idle. And you know, surprisingly, up to 50% of unscheduled downtime in heavy industry is caused by the lack of a simple spare part. This high-stakes nightmare is exactly what happens when industrial inventory goes wrong. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking the ultimate blueprint for keeping massive industrial plants running smoothly. We are talking about the spare parts management system. It's the absolute invisible lifeline for manufacturing, oil and gas, nuclear facilities, basically any operation where downtime is public enemy number one.
Okay, let's jump right into this. At its core, what actually is a spare parts management system, or SPMS? Well, it's a highly structured process, and it really is the foundation of survival for these facilities. The goals sound simple, but it is incredibly complex in practice. You have to ensure that the right parts are available in the right quantity at the exact right time, and, here's the kicker, at the lowest possible cost. It's basically a giant, high-stakes logistical puzzle. Here is our roadmap for today. First, core objectives. Second, types of parts. Third, the management process. Fourth, inventory control and math. And fifth, best practices and challenges. Let's get going!
Kicking things off with Section 1, Core Objectives, the foundation of reliability.
So, the really crucial thing to understand here is that these objectives, they're a total high-wire balancing act. On one hand, you've got this absolute, non-negotiable need to ensure continuous operation and reduce downtime. You literally never want to run out of a part. But on the flip side, you have to optimize your costs. Let's be real, you can't just buy 3 of everything and stuff them in a warehouse just in case. That leads to overstocking, which just ties up vital capital. A genuinely great SPMS nails this balance while making your maintenance planning so much easier.
Moving right along to Section 2, Types of Parts. What's on the shelf?
If you actually walk the aisles of a warehouse, you'll see some extreme contrasts. On one end of the spectrum, you have your critical spares. These are totally essential. The plant just cannot operate without them. And to make matters worse, they usually take a really long time to order and receive. A missing critical spare is a literal existential threat to your production. Compare that to your consumables. These are the everyday items, stuff like lubricants, nuts, bolts, maybe some cleaning rags. Obviously, you need them, but they're cheap, they're super easy to get, and you're not exactly going to be sweating bullets if you run a little low on paper towels for a day.
And that brings us to another really fascinating distinction on the warehouse floor. Think of insurance spares like a fire extinguisher. They are incredibly expensive items that you keep strictly for emergency failures. You buy them literally praying you'll never actually need to use them, but if a disaster strikes, they save the entire plant. Operational spares, on the other hand, are your everyday workhorses. These are the frequently replaced items during routine maintenance, things like bearings, belts, filters, and seals.
Let's look at Section 3, the management process, from theory to action.
Okay, so how does a part actually get from a technical spec on a screen to physically being installed on the maintenance floor? Well, it follows a very streamlined 6-step workflow. First up, proper identification and classification. You have to know the exact part number and manufacturer, no guessing allowed. Then comes inventory planning, which is where you set those critical stock levels. Next is procurement, getting the purchase orders out and inspecting the quality the second it hits the dock. After that, you need proper storage, complete with labeling and environmental controls. When a machine breaks, the part is issued to maintenance through a strict material requisition process tied to a work order. And finally, the whole thing relies on constant inventory review. You have to keep verifying your stock and analyzing how fast things are being consumed. Next up is Section 4, Inventory Control and Math, the Science of Supply. All right, let's talk about the diagnostic tools, starting with ABC analysis. Now, this tool prioritizes parts purely based on their financial value. A items, high value, so they require very strict control. You watch these items like a hawk. B items are your medium value parts, needing just moderate control. And C items are low value, so simple control is fine. It's basically about focusing your financial oversight where it actually matters the most.
Now, let's layer that with VED analysis. While ABC looks at the money, VED looks at operational criticality. V stands for vital. If a vital part fails, production halts right then and there. E is essential, which means if it's missing, performance takes a hit, but it might not stop the entire plant. And D is desirable. These are parts you'd absolutely love to have on hand, but honestly, you can easily survive without them for a while if you have to.
And to finish off a rapid-fire matrix toolkit, we've got FSN analysis. This one categorizes parts by how fast they actually leave the shelf. F is fast-moving, S is slow-moving, and N is non-moving. Tracking this velocity is absolutely crucial because it prevents dead stock from accumulating. And get this, across the global industrial sector, there are literally billions of dollars currently tied up in parts that are just sitting on shelves gathering dust. It's wild.
Now, to keep all these different categories flowing smoothly, you rely on some really crucial inventory thresholds. Think of these as the fuel lines of your supply chain. Your minimum stock is the absolute lowest level allowed before you have to replenish. Safety stock is that extra little cushion you keep just to avoid stockouts if something goes wrong. Your maximum stock is your ceiling, which stops you from racking up excess carrying costs. And your reorder level, which you calculate by multiplying your max daily consumption by your max lead time, well, that's the exact trigger point that screams, hey, it's time to buy more.
All right, here's the map that ties this whole shebang together. The Economic Order Quantity, or EOQ formula. Now, don't let the square root scare you off. All this formula is doing is finding the absolute mathematical sweet spot for ordering. It perfectly balances S, which is the cost of placing an order, against H, the cost of holding that inventory on a shelf, over your annual demand D. It tells you precisely how many units you should buy at one single time to keep your overall costs as low as mathematically possible.
And finally, Section 5, Best Practices and Challenges, Tuning the System. So how do you actually know if your SPMS is thriving or if it's falling apart? You look at your KPIs, your key performance indicators. You track your inventory turnover ratio to make sure parts are actually being used. You measure stock availability and fill rate to ensure the maintenance team is actually getting what they ask for. And you monitor your emergency purchase rate and stockout frequency really closely. Because if those last two numbers are high, yep, your system is failing. But listen. There is one KPI you need to be completely 100% obsessed with targeting, and that's exactly it. 100% stock accuracy. Poor inventory records or having duplicate part numbers in your system will completely derail everything we've talked about. If the computer says you have 2 critical bearings, but you walk over to the physical shelf and it's totally empty because someone forgot to log a deduction, you are flying blind straight into a crisis.
To prevent that exact kind of chaos, there are a few non-negotiable best practices. First off, you absolutely must use a computerized maintenance management system, or an ERP. Pen and paper? Just not going to cut it anymore. You also need to standardize your spare part coding so that everyone in the facility is speaking the exact same language. You must apply that ABCVED matrix we talked about for prioritization, and maybe most importantly, you have to conduct periodic physical stock verification. You have to actually get out there and count what is on the shelves. Because if you decide not to follow those practices, you are going to run headfirst into the everyday industrial nightmares that SPMS was literally invented to solve. You'll face massive overstocking that just drains your budget, sudden stock shortages that halt your machines entirely, giant piles of obsolete inventory, botched part identification, and agonizingly long procurement lead times, all just because you didn't plan ahead.
But hey, when you put all these pieces together, when you have the accurate data, the matrices, the math, and those strict processes dialed in, the payoff is absolutely immense. You get drastically reduced maintenance downtime, your equipment reliability goes through the roof, your inventory costs drop, your repair times get faster, and ultimately, you are left running a highly productive, financially controlled, and incredibly smooth industrial machine.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on. Take a moment and consider the systems operating around you right now. Is a missing, completely unidentified spare part currently hiding in your facility's blind spots, just waiting for the worst possible moment to shut everything down? Getting serious and mastering your spare parts management system is really the only way to ensure that question doesn't keep you up at night.
The right spare part at the right time. Smart inventory management reduces downtime, cuts maintenance costs, and keeps your plant running efficiently.